no.
We'll always love you. Remember that time we were Twitch streaming and someone who has never listened to our podcast came into it and was like, you two should be Twitch Sings famous.
It's funny you say that because my dad texted me after the last episode and was like, Mackenzie has a really nice singing voice. And I was like, yeah, she does. And he was like, you didn't really try though, did you?
Whoa.
Something to that effect. He was like, you weren't really trying though. And it's like, I sang the fucking Phantom of the Opera song for you as a senior in high school for this. So I can't do a little silly warble on my own podcast. This is a shout out to Jeff in Franklin, Tennessee.
Your dad listens?
Yeah.
Hi, Jeff. Your hair looks really good lately. That's just me giving him a compliment on the internet.
I thought you were talking to me and I was like, what a twist. And then I was like, oh yeah, my dad's let his hair grow out. It does look very good. He looks like Kiki is determined to rub herself all over the mic.
Hi, Kiki. We're having a really feral opening today. I like it, actually. Okay. We got the whole family. Okay. We're talking about Jeff. We're talking about Kiki.
Knife claws.
That was pretty. That was pretty singing.
I wasn't trying, though. And I want you to know.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Dungeon Wives, the show where we ramble for 20 minutes.
I thought it was the show where you go on dungeon dives with your dungeon wives. And or
dungeon dives with my dungeon wife. That is also what it is. It's also the show where we ramble about our parents and our cats. And that's why I love it.
Yeah. Yeah. Ambiance. We just like to remind you all every so often that we're people and not voices floating in the ether.
How are you feeling this week, Rach?
I'm deriving meaning from repetition.
Okay.
I love saying these quick little quips and you having to like physically turn your head away from the mic because I'm so funny.
Rachel, you're the funniest person I've ever met in my whole life.
I think we've just been in the apartment for 4 months and our sense of humor is going to be warped to beyond recognition when we finally go outside.
We won't be able to communicate with anyone other than each other because we've developed an alien language to communicate with each other.
I'm pretty sure I could communicate exclusively in John Mulaney quotes at this point.
Yeah.
It's like I told you in the car earlier, like if you transported me back 100 years or forward 100 years into the future, I would have no means of communicating with anyone around me.
Yeah.
So let's play Dungeon.
I'm sorry. I had no intellectual response to that. I just want to say for the listeners, I had some chicken tikka masala before this recording and I'm feeling excellent.
It's very good. I can't wait to go to that place in person.
Yes, Rachel and I have found a new favorite Indian food place that we have only ever ordered from in quarantine, and I am also very excited.
It's the only thing keeping me going. Honestly,
it truly keeps me alive.
Like, can I make it to the next Indian food night?
Yeah, next payday where we get Indian food.
Ugh.
So hey, you know what? Here's a reminder: find the little things that make you happy, and if it's tikka masala, get yourself some tikka masala.
It's the mortifying ordeal of being known. I don't get a little mortified. Get a little known.
Get a little known by that wonderful Nepal House on Devon if you live in Chicago. Give them business because they're really great.
Yeah, it would be. I wish we could get sponsored by them, but they wouldn't have to do anything except send us chicken tikka masala every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks before recording, and we'll shout you out on our podcast. Oh, also,
yeah.
At the top of the show, since we're just talking a bunch of bullshit, I wanted to give a shout out to Kate Lyons, aka Arrow Shooty Kate.
Hey,
who wrote a great article on SideQuest.
My mom loved it, Kate. My mom genuinely loved it. Like quoted it at us last night over FaceTime. Yeah. It was very sweet.
It was very sweet. It was a really, really lovely article. The people at SideQuest are doing some wonderful stuff, so you should look them up at SideQuest Zone on social medias. Oh, Kiki meowed. Kiki also agrees. And they also have a Patreon, and they really try to make an effort to pay people to write, which is amazing. So go support them on Patreon and read some cool stuff about some gaming and read the article about us and just tell them it's your favorite article of all time. So I just wanted to give a shout out to Kate and the people at SideQuest Zone for taking the time out of their week to just post a little sweet couple words about old dungeon wives.
about old dungeon wives.
About old dungeon wives.
Back in the old days.
Excellent. Want me to do my little, like, last time we left off bullshit that I read every time?
Why do you keep calling it bullshit?
Because I'm self-conscious.
Well, thanks for being honest. I'm delighted to hear it. Excited to hear it. As I'm sure our listeners.
That's what podcasts are.
Yeah, we read it.
Thank you, honey. Thank you for being so supportive at all times. Where we last left off, Alkyone and Alexandrite arrived in Mom City, and our audience met numerous awesome moms. Nice. We met Nyx and her wives, and Alkyone asked for help in unpetrifying Ronnie's hand and his friends' entire bodies. Nyx agreed.
It's not funny, but I giggled. I'm sorry. It's okay. I wasn't like deriving pleasure from the pain of these petrified people.
It's totally fine.
Okay.
Nyx agreed to take them to the oldest mom in the community, Pythia, and a eccentric and a weird elven woman. Alkyone also went to see Danae, the main mom. Pythia informed them that she needed diamonds to unpetrify Ronnie's friends and that there was a flower known as Artula's Tears that can be used as a substitute, and Alkyone quickly agreed to go retrieve them for her. After a bit of bedtime flirting, the next morning, Alkyone, Alexandrite, and Danae had breakfast fantasy grilled cheeses before heading into the forest. As they arrived into the grove with the flowers, they noticed a grotesque, zombified dire bear eating something. The bear noticed our party. And here is where we're gonna roll initiative, baby.
Oh, good. See, I'm gonna pick a die that I know will not give me what I want. Because I want to be low in the initiative.
Why do you want to be low?
Because I don't like making decisions.
All right, roll that in initiative, my baby.
14.
Wait. Anything else?
I do. It's 16.
All right,
the one time they roll well.
That's high in the initiative, I would say.
Yeah.
All right. So your mama, she rolled a 19.
My mom.
Your mom.
My mom.
Alex rolled a low. She rolled a 6. And then what's this old bear gonna roll? Big bucks, no whammies. Oh. Yeah, the bear rolled a 19 as well, but your mother has a higher initiative, so she will be going first.
Perfect.
But they both rolled the same thing.
Perfect.
All right, up
let's go.
First is your mom.
It's my mom.
Do you think you've ever fought with her before, fought side by side with her, or will this
sparred,
be a new
but I've
experience?
never seen my mom be like, let's take down this giant bear.
Then you might not have seen what she is about to do.
Oh, good.
Your mom panics when this creature turns around and it starts bolting towards you, and it's almost like they meet in the middle as she puts her arm in front of you, almost like she's doing the mom thing when
in the car?
when the mom slams on the brakes and they put the arm over, and she says, "Stay safe," and she kind of leaps forward and she pulls out this hilt, this shining, glimmering hilt with no sword on it, and she spins it in all of her fingers, and then she kind of holds it in the air, and purple flames wreath out from the top of it as she comes and she meets this bear in the middle.
Is my mom She-Ra?
That's kind of She-Ra vibes, isn't it? And so your mom's gonna come down
and try to draw.
Oh,
that's cocked.
Yeah, because I threw it across the table. That's gonna be a 21 to hit, which is definitely gonna hit that creature.
Oh, my mom's powerful.
Your mom is powerful. She's a cool fucking
mom.
And it's gonna do. It's gonna be 8 plus something. Fuck if I know. It's just 8. I'm a great DM. It's 8 damage, 8 damage.
Ooh, some tasty damage.
And she clashes and meets this creature in the middle, and then it immediately hurls back at her with a bite and a claw attack.
What? It gets 2?
It gets multi-attack because you're in the big leagues now, baby.
I'm level 4. How big can they be?
That was an excellent joke, Rachel. You get inspiration.
I get inspiration, really?
Yeah.
What is that?
That means I should give it to you more often because I'm in love with you. But it basically means
definitely.
You can choose just any roll the next whenever to roll with advantage. You have to tell me that you're doing it before you roll, but you can be like, I'm gonna take advantage on this. And
okay.
And I played in a game that had a home rule where you can stack them up to 3. So this is your first of possibly 3, and you can use them, and I will try to give them out more often.
Okay.
Because
good.
I think they're fun. You just get to take a little bit of fate in your hands for a bit.
All right.
So yeah, you have inspiration because that was a great joke. And if listeners are mad, I love you still. This creature is going to attack Mom twice. One is definitely going to hit her because it is high. It is a 26 to hit.
Okay. Okay.
And then
it gets plus what now?
I don't know. Figure it out. The second one's also going to hit, so they're both going to hit.
What?
Yes, because that one is going to be a 17, and that one's going to be a 26. You good?
Okay.
So that's 14 damage.
Okay. Kill my mom. Kill my mom in this episode, Mackenzie. Did you kill my mom? Did you kill my mom, Mackenzie?
That's only one attack damage though.
What?
That's only
That's what?
That's only one for one attack. So the other attack does 8 damage.
Are you kidding me?
Whew,
Are you kidding me? Are you gonna kill my mom?
I didn't.
Are you gonna kill my mom, Santa Claus?
Get in there! It is now your turn.
Oh my God. Well,
this is much like as Kate says that I try to plan things that I think will be simple and then,
so easy, and then as it turns out, actually,
I didn't think it'd be easy, but I did not think I would do that much damage to your mom immediately. Yeah.
Immediately. This thing's probably gonna have hell of a constitution. Oh my gosh, Mackenzie, you're gonna kill my mom.
I'm so sorry.
Okay, Shillelagh.
Okay.
Bonus actions, Shillelagh. Let's oh my gosh, how dexy can it be?
I don't know.
It's a pretty big bear.
I do know.
Let's do yield. My ice knives are out.
Your ice knives are out.
Ice knives are out for 300, Alex. What?
You're just silly. I laugh.
I'm very silly. So I'm
You're
going to create a shard of
Billy.
ice. I'm going to fling it at one creature within range. I'm assuming that it is within 60 feet.
For sure. Yeah.
Okay.
It's like maybe 25 feet away from you.
Okay. And again, this is one of those lovely spells where like
Even if
I
you lose,
win.
you win. Yeah.
Yeah. So
what kind of save do I need to make?
Dex saving throw.
What's the number I'm trying to beat?
I'll tell you when you roll.
I rolled an 8.
Nope. Dex 14.
All right.
So that means
roll that damage,
on a
my
hit,
sweet
the
love.
target takes 1d10 piercing damage.
Hell yeah, roll it.
Although I think I'm gonna cast this second level.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Or yelha, if you will.
Yelha. I've been saying yelha a lot, and I don't know why.
Yelha.
It's a curse.
It'll catch on.
D10. No, I hope it does not.
That's you're I was gonna say you're tickling that D10 right there.
Good Lord. Okay, so here's my one. It's a 5. That's 5 D10 piercing damage.
Okay.
Hit or miss, and it did hit. The shard then explodes. The target and each creature within 5 feet of it. Is that my mom?
Mm-hmm.
Oh God.
Oh, I mean, I could say you aim near the back of it because it is a pretty large creature.
Okay.
So maybe you would have hit.
She could
maybe
hit
it in the ass to avoid your mother. I am being benevolent in that because I don't want you to kill your mother.
I also don't want you to kill my mother. So
yeah, you hit it in the back, so she doesn't have to make the save.
So that's 3d6 cold damage because I'm casting
do
it.
Do I make the save or is it again or is it just already?
No,
okay.
You lose.
You lose.
Actually, wait. Did I fuck this up?
I don't know. What's up? Read it to me.
I
don't think you did.
No, I have to roll to hit.
Oh,
the dex save is for the second thing.
Okay, well then it failed the dex save. You roll to hit it in the first place. Then.
Okay.
And we'll see if it takes that first damage.
That is a 11 plus 6 is 17.
Yes, that hits. So it took the first damage. And then it already failed the save for the second damage.
Perfect.
So roll that second damage. Is it 3d6?
Yeah, 3d6.
You got it?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's tasty sound effect.
Ooh, that's kind of spicy. So that's 12.
Okay.
In addition to the 5, so that's 17 points of damage. Right?
Awesome.
Did I do the math in my head? Right? 12 plus
You
5?
add 5?
No,
I already took
in
that.
Total,
Yeah. In total, 17. Yep, got it. All right. Yeah, why not? We got a cleric in the party. I've never done this before.
Yeah.
So Alex is going to run a few steps forward towards your mom, and she's going to yell, "Be careful!" as she clutches onto her holy symbol and starts kind of muttering and whispering these words to herself, and almost as if there's like wind coming from her chest from this holy symbol. Wind starts picking up around her, and her hair starts kind of lifting from the wind as kind of green sparkly energy kind of filters around her. And it swirls above her head, and it goes and runs and slams into this bear as she is attempting to channel her divinity and cast Turn Undead on the creature. Has to make a wisdom saving throw. It rolled a natural 20.
Oh. Okay. All right. Okay.
And I don't think
this zombie bear is a wise motherfucker.
This zombear, she's wise. I don't think anything happens.
Oh,
that's so sad. It was so epic.
That's so funny
sad.
though. That's so funny. The build up you just gave her, bless her heart.
Oh yeah, and so it slams in, and the bear kind of goes. And like nothing changes.
Ooh, that was spicy.
And Alex goes, "Oh shit!"
Bonus action, or is Turn Undead the bonus action?
Turn Undead was the action, and so then she's going to basically complete. You know what? Fuck it. Yeah, we're gonna pop off. We're gonna do, as the kids say, popping off. And Jesus I'm gonna run up, and so she's gonna run up, and she's gonna finish, kind of help. Finish the distance to be up there with your mother and sort of try to do the same thing your mother did and block your mother away from this bear.
Yeah.
As she the energy that sort of did nothing to the bear is still sort of floating. She moves her hand and pulls the energy off of the bear and swirls her hands in the air as it forms this sort of like giant flower, this giant shimmering flower that you recognize as her spiritual weapon, and she's going to bring it down on top of the bear and try to slam it with a spiritual weapon.
I see. So you're gonna...
Which is going to hit.
Okay.
And it's going to do... Oh my gosh, look, right, honey, I rolled it and it landed into the dice thing.
Wow.
And I'm going to keep it.
It was not cocked.
Does 11 damage. And that is Alex's turn. And now we see that it is your mom's turn again. She's got some cool stuff, so let me see what I can do. She is going to, as a bonus action, call forth her healing spirit. So she's going to sort of lean back and draw sort of a circle in the ground with her purple flame blade. And within that circle, sort of a small little purple rabbit forms. And its little nose is twitching, and it kind of looks sparkly and kind of translucent, and this creature just kind of stands behind your mother, and it will heal her for 6 hit points.
Nice.
Or 1d6. She gets back 5 HP, and then she's going to use her action to continue to hit this creature. Well, actually, she's going to... She's going to use her action to disengage, actually. And she's going to move back and sort of try to, like, run around and get on the other side of it to sort of flank where you are.
Okay.
If you haven't moved at all and you're in front of it, like 20 so feet, she's going to try to disengage and roll and dodge and then kind of get around to the other side of it and leave the bunny there for now next to Alex. And so Alex looks down and sees this little bun just, like, twitching its little nose at her, and she's like, "What the fuck is that?" And that is your mom's turn. Now it is the bear's turn.
Zombear.
And the bear isn't very like intelligent about paying attention to where people are going, so it is just truly going for the thing that's in front of it. And so now it's shifted its energy to Alex, and it will roll its multi-attack on her.
I see.
Both of them will hit.
I see.
I'm sorry. That's really bad damage. That's 2 2s and 2 1s.
Yeah, I still clocking you trying to kill both my mom and my wife.
I'm sorry that I'm just winning at D&D, so. All right, so that's not a lot of damage. And so she takes that as it and swipes its claws and tries to pull it in for a bite, and it bites into her armor, and you hear the crunch of the metal as its teeth sink into it, and its mouth is just foaming, and there's just kind of gore from whatever it was eating falling out of its teeth as it pulls away, as Alex pushes it off and starts to try to pull her weapon out. And it is a disgusting creature. It's blood. You see when it bites, if it bites hard enough, its jaw seems to dislocate.
Okay.
Pieces of its skin is flaking off. It is a grotesque sight. And now it is your turn.
Okay. I'm going to cast Moonbeam.
Okay. What do I have to do for that?
It's a con save. Let me double check. Yeah. Con save.
All right. It's a 9 plus... It has a good plus, so I just want to double check.
Come on.
It's a 14.
That is it. That is
so it succeeds.
What?
The creature succeeds, not your spell.
I was about to say.
Well, I realized what I had said.
The thing is, though, what's sexy about Moonbeam
take half damage?
is even when I fail, I don't.
Then do it, babe. I'm gonna take a little sippy of water while you roll some damage on me.
Sounds good. So it's gonna be 1d10.
Okay.
Damage on a successful save.
And half on a non-successful?
No, I've already taken. It takes 2d10 radiant damage on a failed save, or half as much damage on a successful.
Oh, you roll the 2d10 and then we half it.
Oh, okay. Well,
as opposed to having the die, you still roll and you just half the number.
Is it? Yeah.
You got it.
So that's a 9. This is the problem with rolling
5. I'll be in your favor.
Okay. All right. I'm not gonna complain.
I'm always in your favor, honey. And
you're gonna kill my mom.
I mean, that's the fine print, you know. And now it is Alex again, and so Alex is going to do something fancy, probably. I don't know. She's going to pull out her staff and try to bonk it on the head and toll the dead. Try to ring its ears.
All right.
It fucking succeeds because this bear is randomly doing super, super well.
I love how this happens.
I truly don't know how it happens. So nothing happens, but she will use her bonus action to attack with her not sacred. What's it called? What's my spells called, Rach?
I could not tell you.
Rachel, I need your help. Spiritual weapon. That doesn't hit. So Alex just has a bad round altogether, but she's going to stay there because she's doing pretty good HP wise, but she does not do any damage to this creature. And it is back to your mom.
My mom.
And she is going to... She's not feeling too terrible about the situation. Oh, also, the bunny staying near Alex actually heals her.
Nice.
It basically puts her back to full health because she didn't take that much damage last time. So she is back to full health as the little bun sits there and does that. And your mom is going to take this sort of green flame and she's going to hold it in front of her and focus her energy into it. And the flame you start seeing specks brighter than normal in the flame, and it makes sort of a constellation of a blade within the flames in a way. And she sort of holds up this constellated purple, that's the name of the actual spell, purple flame. And she shoots it out at the creature and casts this constellation bolt that goes flying out and hits the creature.
And what does it do?
Hopefully damage. She just hits with a 17, and it's going to do 4d6 radiant damage.
Oh.
And that's going to be... What's that math? 13 points of damage.
Okay. And it's the bear's turn, right?
Yes. And just so everyone knows, I can't tell, I forgot if this has been archived or not, but she is a Circle of Stars druid, which is a Unearthed Arcana they were trying for a little bit, and it's pretty cool. It's a little OP, but I think it's cool. And I like trying new things. And I also like the idea that if, like, Alkyne's the moon, her mom is the stars, kind of. So she's a Circle of Stars druid, just in case anyone is...
using Moonbeam. She's using her star sword.
It's basically Guiding Bolt, but it is called, like, Star Map, so she can do that 4 times per long rest. It's pretty cool.
All right.
And yes, it is the bear. So then the bear... it's hard to decide what it would do, because that was a big hit. And so it turns its attention away from Alex and starts trying to shamble over to your mom.
Does it shamble more than 5 feet?
Yes. So Alex will get an attack of opportunity. She's going to try to bring her...
It's just moving out of Moonbeam, so I would have to take an action to move it.
Oh, yeah.
Smarter than it looks, this zombie bear.
It's going towards what's hurting it. And so it takes this huge... radiant energy on its back, and it hurts it a lot because it is an undead creature, and it wails out in this like guttural screaming pain as more of its just like flesh begins to fall off of it.
Ew.
And searing it, and it smells like burnt undead flesh.
Oh, good.
And it turns around and starts to shamble its large feet towards your mother, and Alex brings down her quarterstaff on top of it, trying to whack it as it runs away, and hits and gets to do an extra... I'm getting really hyped, so I'm like, do an extra 8 points of damage.
8 points of damage.
8 points of damage to the creature as it runs away towards your mother, and it's going to run and try to jump on her with both attacks.
What?
That one's gonna miss. That second one's gonna hit. And
Did you hit my mom, zombie bear?
I did.
Truly the joke of the episode
it rolls, for me. 8 points of damage, and your mom is looking a little rough as she's now bloodied. There's a scratch. It misses a bite. She definitely jumps out of the way, and as she jumps out of the way, its claw meets her in the abdomen as it cuts across her armor, and your mother now has these just 4 large scar marks going across her stomach as she grabs her stomach and sort of panics, and you see her eyes squint, and she looks over at you, and you know exactly what her next move will be, because it is a move you do often yourself. And you will see what it is when it gets to her turn. But Alkyne knows what it is. And the second we get to...
And I will comment on it very specifically.
Second, you're going to smile when it gets to her turn, and you know that Alkyne would know this.
Okay.
But for now, it is Alkyne's turn. Okay, cool.
That's it. I'm just going I know what my mom's going to do.
I'm just going to giggle.
Hang back. I don't know. I'll move the Moonbeam.
Is that an action?
Yes, unfortunately, it is an entire action.
All right, then move it, and then it does damage?
No, you got to make another dex save.
All right.
It's an evil... it makes it for sure.
It makes it.
So let's roll that. Okay, so it's going to take... I should have done ice knives. 4 points of damage.
4 points of damage?
Yeah. 6 and a 2 is 8. Divide by 2, 4.
And now it is Alex's turn, and she's just frantically trying to keep this bear off your mom, and so she will look back at you and then look at it and run towards it, and she will sort of twirl her staff and shoot out some energy that flies around the bear, and it causes a shimmering field in front of Danae, and she's going to cast Shield of Faith on your mom.
Danae? Is that my mom's name?
Danae.
Why did I think yeah,
What?
okay.
Who do you think you had?
Nyx.
No, you have Danae.
Oh, I know I have Danae now because they're extremely different characters, but I don't know. Danae, I was just like, Danae?
Yes.
Danae?
You're with Danae. And so she casts Shield of Faith on your mom, and then that's a bonus action, so she can't use her... I don't know if that's going to be picked up, but Kiki just did the loudest little meow. Oh, little baby. Do you want to come in my lap? Come here.
No, she wants to stand beneath the table and scream.
But I want her to be in my lap for this, just my moral support for this.
What do you need moral support for? You're going to kill my
killing
mom.
my friends. And then she's going to run up and try to smack it with the quarterstaff.
Good for her.
Good for her. She's going to hit.
Oh, hey.
Oh, hey. And do 6 points of damage.
All right.
So your mom's protected.
Right.
We're doing some small amounts of damage. And it is now your mom's turn again. And so,
this is where I'm going to be like,
oh, that's what my mom does.
That thing my mom always does.
You're going to go, I do that. As your mom squints her eyes a bit. And you see she drops the hilt and the flame blade sort of goes away as her body like enlarges and she wild shapes into a large...
Yes!
You're going to blow the mic out and I'm really upset about it. Kiki's yelling.
Kiki's also like, yeah.
I will turn it down so listeners, you will not know how loud Rachel just was for me, but... Are you excited about it?
I'm so excited.
You are holding Kiki so weirdly right now.
She's squirming.
She's a squirming little baby. That's a squirming little baby as your mom turns into a ape and just freaking wails, just multi-attack, punch on this bear to try to get down.
Yes.
The first one will hit, the second one will not. And so she's going to do 8 points of damage.
Delicious.
And your mom is now a freaking ape. And
good for her.
It is the bear's turn. So the bear is like, what the fuck? And it's gonna...
is it gonna stay where it is?
Yes, it is for this turn. Because now it is being surrounded by two people. And so it is going to try to bite at the ape and then swipe at the person behind it, coming up behind it. And so the bite to the ape will hit and do... Which one does the bite do? What's that bite do? That's a lot of damage. It's going to do 8 damage to your mom. And then it's going to swipe its claws out. And it is going to hit Alex. And do...
Oh, so you're going to kill my wife.
13 damage.
You're going to kill my wife.
She's doing okay, actually.
So you're going to kill my wife.
She's doing okay. She's like your tank technically.
As you gleefully...
Also, I love how I'm only hitting my own NPCs, not my actual player.
It's because weirdly...
Because you're just staying
We're
away.
all mages. We all should be ranged. And yet...
Well, no, Alex is like a tanky-ish person, and your mom is like a mixture. She's a flex.
I'm speaking Dragon Age lingo.
Your Dragon Age lingo.
My Dragon Age lingo.
Oh, wow. Well, it's your turn, my little Dragon Age baby.
First, this bear's got to make a con save.
All right. Well, it's going to be a fucking 17.
Well, you know, whatever. Still gets that half damage. I love...
Roll that 2 damage for me.
You're getting very cocky, and Kiki
I'm getting
is
very
stepping
cocky.
directly into the wormwood tray.
Wormwood, brought to you by our cats. Hi, Kiki.
Is this a D10?
That's a D10, baby, yes.
Okay. You're so smart.
Let me show you how to roll that dice.
Ooh.
That's 19.
Yeah, so divided, that would be...
8. What? I said that too confidently. I said that way too confidently.
You said that way too confidently. Kiki was so disgusted that she leapt out of your arms.
I think I was thinking 19 and half is 8. I don't know.
You mean how 9 plus 9 is 18? Is maybe that it?
What did you roll?
I rolled a 19. So it's either going to be a 10 or 9.
Oh, okay, it'll be 10. Because I spoke too confidently. That's upsetting. I'm so dumb.
It was the confidence that made it.
Listeners, I'm so sorry. No one cares.
Us and you know how to do math, you're on thin ice.
You feel free to drag me if you want to. And now it's Alex's turn.
No.
What? You just went.
Get an action.
Fuck, that wasn't your action?
No, that was just he started. I say he. They started their turn in the middle of this moonbeam. So yeah, for the actual action, let's this is a concentration spell, which really
harshes your vibe.
Harshes my vibe. Can I do an instantaneous spell and maintain concentration?
Yeah, as long as it doesn't say concentration.
Okay, all right, then I'll do ice knives again.
All right.
And
so I roll for damage for the first time, and then damage. I forget that's how we pronounce
roll
it.
Roll to hit.
Yes, roll to hit. We're idiots right now.
So that's an 18
plus stuff. So that's definitely gonna hit. Yeah.
plus 6, which would be 24.
Ooh, that's tasty. That's tasty. Roll that damage then.
Time to roll the damage. Okay, so 1d10 piercing damage. That is a 3.
All right.
Write that down. That's a 3, please.
All right. Writing that down.
And then it needs to make a dex save.
Okay. It rolled a 10.
It does not save.
Then roll that damage.
And I will use up my last 2nd level spell to make this 3d6.
All right.
Don't let me down.
Oh.
My beautiful dice.
You could maybe do it.
Oh, I bet I did, because that's 2 6s and a 2. That is 14 points of damage, please.
You were so close, but you did not quite do it. But you did do a lot. You did do a good.
As long as I pushed it there.
Yeah. No.
Someone bonk it.
So you.
Can it look at me? Can it do the what you say thing where like I hit it and it turns around and it's like bleeding and it's like, what did you do? How could you do this to me? And I'm Marissa Cooper sobbing in the corner.
That is all for the. I'm glad that we have an OC reference on our show.
The thing is that whole sketch revolves around an OC episode, which makes it 500 times better if you like that show, which I do.
Rachel loves that show.
I love that show. It's a masterpiece.
When we start our OC rewatch podcast,
it's not happening.
It's over for you.
You can't do that. You can't capture that experience. It's magical.
Bottle that experience.
So
the moonbeam is wreathing off of it, truly like its flesh is just falling apart, and it is just wreathing in pain. It is screaming, and this knife goes directly into the back of its head and explodes out, and it just reels back in pain.
No one else is in that 5-foot radius, right?
Technically, both of your allies are, yeah.
How big is this bear?
It's a biggish bear.
So it takes up just a little 5-foot square?
Yes, but if we're playing by the rules of Dungeons and Dragons...
Hold on. I have to know, how is this bear just 5 feet?
It is a dire bear, so it is larger than a normal bear. It's like the great bears in Dragon Age.
What I'm saying is like a large bear is much bigger than 5 feet. I will be pedantic about the size of the bear to save my mom. I will.
It has to hit one of your allies. Who do you pick?
This is the worst.
You were aiming for one edge, and you have to pick the lesser two.
Who's in front of it?
In front of it is your mother as an ape, and then behind it is Alex.
It would hit my mom then, but she's an ape and she has an ape's constitution, so I'm not as worried for her.
So she will roll a con save real quick,
or a dex save.
Dex?
Yeah.
She rolls a 16.
She's fine.
Does she not take any damage then?
The dex save is 14.
Yes. Does she take half?
Oh, she takes half damage. So half of.
It was 14.
7.
7. Okay. Yeah. She's still alive.
Wait. What was it? Hold on. What was it?
It was 14. It was 14.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. 7 points of damage for my mother.
Oh my goodness gracious. Okay. So your mother takes that damage. She's still as an ape, holding up, and.
This will be a funny story later at family reunions.
And that was your turn. And now it is Alex's turn. And so she is going to just bring down her quarterstaff and hit it.
Good.
And roll 8 points of damage on it.
And that thing is dead.
Let me see. Okay, so Alex slams this thing in the back and it collapses as you hear its spine just cracking underneath the weight of this quarterstaff, and it falls, and Ape Mom stops. You stop. Alex stops. It's all quiet.
Are you joking?
It fails its undead fortitude save.
So we could have come back.
Yeah.
Honestly, that is very spicy, but I'm glad it did.
And because its DC was 13, it rolled a 4. Oh no, it rolled a 9, but still failed. And you think you see it twitch. And it stays down. And your mother pulls out of her wild shape, panting a little bit, bleeding a little bit from her scars, but
I'm
everyone
sorry.
is alive. It's okay. It's okay.
I'm really bad at aiming.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I didn't take any damage at all that fight.
Yeah, only the NPCs did. Isn't that crazy? And Alex is gonna, kind of hop over the undead bear's arm and cast Cure Wounds on your mother.
Thank you. Thank you.
Just take care of the mother-in-law,
Thank you.
And restore 15 points of healing.
Nice.
So your mom's looking a lot better. And now you're in this grove. What would you like to do?
Get the flower.
All right. Getting the flower is easy enough. How are you gonna keep it safe?
What are you talking about? Keep it safe.
Well, it's a flower. It's a flower. Do you have like a
I'm
jar?
Just gonna, I don't know.
Hold it?
Yeah,
Okay.
I just hold it.
Okay.
We didn't fucking expect to run into a giant undead bear, and I sure do hope we don't run into any more on the walk back home with our flower.
Okay. Do you want to check out this area any further?
Yeah, let's look around.
Okay.
I want to poke at the undead bear. Like, what's that all about?
Okay. Roll nature then if you're gonna go poke at the bear specifically.
Poke at the bear. What is that? I can't read that.
16 plus whatever you have.
Straight 16.
All right. And so yeah, you go over to this bear. It's really fucking gross. It looks like a bear but much larger, and it does look like its like spine was cracking out of its skin a bit. It's a dire bear, so it is a much sort of more grotesque version of a bear, but this one was clearly, it wasn't all there. It was clearly undead in some way. Its jaw is basically completely removed. Like either you can see there's like a hole in its head where you can see it's gross. You don't find anything like of note other than that it is really, really gross.
Me softly.
But that was clearly an undead dire bear.
Don't.
Anything else you'd like to check out?
Yeah, I'm gonna ask my mom, like, does this happen a lot now? Are these things common?
No, I've never seen anything like this.
What was it doing in the forest?
I mean, we have bears and dire bears, but not ones that attack like that. I mean, they attack because they're animals, but like, we leave them alone. But what was it eating?
We gotta tell Pythia.
And she looks over to see what it was eating, and then her eyes get like really, really big. Do you look over?
Yeah. Is it one of the moms?
It's not one of the moms.
Okay. Proceed.
But it is a person.
Oh.
You see almost a destroyed carcass. It is barely even...
Okay.
You can barely make out features. Like, you wouldn't be able to identify this person. It is
no dental records. No nothing.
I mean, I guess you could take their teeth, yeah. But this person has just been completely ripped apart. There's some remnants of, you see some, like, you're not close to it, but you see there's, like, some shiny jewelry, some remnants
squeamish.
of...
Alkyone, not so much. Like, let's get in there.
Okay.
Any identifiable objects, give them to me.
Okay, roll an investigation check.
What is it? Another 16. Another straight 16.
Yeah. You go over there and you start sort of looking, and yeah, it's like face is completely just mauled. It's like the chest is just open and the innards are everywhere. This bear was just feasting on this body. You see that they're wearing sort of robe like looking clothing, and you see that they're the piece that of their outfit that is untouched because not even bear teeth could break this shiny metal is a symbol you recognize from Alex's armor, actually. And it's like around what this person's neck probably used to be, and it's sort of just laying next to their body, and they're wearing sort of robes.
Hey, Alex.
Yeah?
How on a scale of 1 to 10, how much does this stuff bother you?
I don't mind it because I am a healer in a way, but this is a little gross to me. I'm a little queasy, but what's up?
It's wearing kind of what you're wearing, your symbol.
What?
Yeah. Is it common for people to wear it?
And Danae sort of just looks at Alex, who starts tearing up, and she sort of she kind of rushes over.
Oh my god, you killed Alex's mom.
She squints a little bit at the sight and just sort of tries to lean down and just look, and like she has to plug her nose a bit at the smell, and she looks at the symbol and turns it around, and there's sort of like an etching in the back of it, and she says, this one's only found in the forest up in Melosa.
We should stop by there, yeah? Probably.
Maybe. And she starts sort of looking at what the face used to be, and she can't even make out who it was. And you remember that's where she's from.
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
That's the implication, baby.
Yeah, that's where she grew up. That's where she's from. And she looks horrified at the idea that I can't even tell who they are.
Alkyne's gonna like exchange a significant look with her mom and kind of like get in between Alex and the body and be like, I'll grab the symbol. We should probably get back, make sure everybody is not stone anymore, and then maybe we take a little detour.
Oh, I don't want to get us off of
we went back to my mom's, so this kind of feels important. And not gonna lie, undead bears, weird, possibly undead smoke dragons, smoke assassins, it's all probably tied together, right?
Probably.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Oh yeah.
Thank you.
It's all good. Well, not all of it, but you know what I mean. I'll grab the symbol.
Okay. And
will you take the flower? And I give her flowers.
And she takes it from you, and her hand sort of lingers on yours as she grabs it, and you see that she just sort of has tears just sitting in her eyes. And you can tell that her head is very full of something, of some sort of thoughts that are just swirling around.
We'll unravel that trauma later.
She takes the flowers from you, and your mom sort of comes over and brushes her kind of this, like she was sweating from the fight, and your mom sort of comes over and brushes her shaggy hair aside and gives her a kiss on the forehead and says, "It's gonna be all right. We're gonna take you home, okay?" And Alex just sort of nods, and you go over and grab the symbol.
I'm gonna grab a symbol and maybe a snippet of whatever robe.
Yeah, you can rip it a little bit. Yeah, and put it in your pocket.
Yep.
Anything
I'll
else
wrap
you'd
the
like
symbol in it
to do in this area?
No, I think we should go home now. I think the mood is just significantly plummeted for everybody.
Alrighty. You're able to make it back without any consequence. No more undead.
Thank
animals.
you.
Woo! You make it back to Mom's City. I assume you just go straight for Pythia's house.
Yeah, because Pythia needs to know a lot of these things. There's a lot of information for Pythia to have here.
Yes. And we can also, kind of montage wave hand if just like you told Pythia things, and then you can let me know maybe even like next session if there's any specific questions you'd like to ask her. But you arrive at Pythia's home. You see that she's drinking tea with Ronnie and telling him fascinating stories about her lover from another time, and he's just very into it. They seem to have bonded, even though he thought she was a weird old lady.
That's how it goes with weird old ladies.
They seem to have bonded. She's painted his nails. Like, it's truly like they're having a good time waiting for you all. And they are both so happy to see you all when you run in. Ronnie runs and gives you a big hug, and then he goes, "I hope that's like okay.
I feel like we're there.
Okay, cool.
I feel like we're there.
Cool. I forgot some people aren't huggers, and I'm a hugger.
Oh,
so.
we're all huggers here.
Nice. Yell and then Pythia says, "Give it to me, please." And she holds her little growy fingers out.
Alex has the flower.
And Alex gives Pythia the flowers, and she snatches them and smiles and smells them and then runs back over to her sort of table of components and liquids, and it looks like a chemistry set, and she starts working with this, and it's such a quickness you didn't even think was possible with a woman of her age. It's like you barely see her hands because they're moving fast and slow at the same time. It's just this beautiful magic aura and these beautiful blue lights that are kind of coming out of her fingertips as she mixes the flowers. She crumples them into this liquid and swirls them around and mashes them up and mixes a bunch of things together, and eventually she produces 3 kind of small little vials that have a light blue liquid that shines like tiny little stars. And she smiles a kind of toothy grin as she turns around to you and claps her fingers together, and she grabs the 3 of them in her bony fingers and leads you all to this kind of that room that had the curtain that Ronnie went into before, and she goes, "Come on!" And I'm assuming you follow.
Of course. Wherever Pythia says to go, I will go.
And you enter into this kind of darker room that is dimly lit by the amount of sun rays that are kind of allowed in by the very dark curtains. You see that Ronnie's friends laying as statues are sort of surrounded around the room. Surrounded around the room? That doesn't make sense. There's
I heard it. I felt it. I saw it in my head.
The room. And then you see that on the only thing in this room really is a simple altar. There's an image of a woman that is carved into the wood that makes up the wall with small tea candles lit around it, and there's a fresh flower laying at the foot of the woman. That's the only thing in this room.
And I've never been in here before, have I?
No, she doesn't let a lot of people in here.
Wow.
This is like kind of a special place for her, and she doesn't let a lot of people in. But she didn't have a lot of rooms to put these people in, and thought that maybe this person could keep them company. Maybe you'll learn about her. You know about her, but you don't know her based on, like, you can roll a religion to see if you recognize who that is.
I'll do it. Why not? Not bad. That's a 13.
13? You've seen the image of her. You remember it maybe from schooling, and you're like, oh my god, she's so important, and I can't remember why. So
Very relatable.
You recognize the imagery of this person, and you can't remember why, but you do think it's kind of interesting that Pythia has a altar to this person, because there's not altars in the Cardia. You just remember that you learned about this person, you just can't place the names at the tip of your tongue. Maybe a saint of some kind? That's the thought you have. And Pythia goes over to the statue of the half-orc woman who was like kind of laying on the ground. I think you saw her right outside the cave. And she asks Ronnie to come over by her. She kind of calls him over. And she leans down and she pulls the little vial, the little cork out, and splashes the shining liquid over the woman's head. And the liquid almost suddenly spreads out across her entire body, almost amazingly more than you thought would fit in that little vial. The light spreads across her entire person, and it spreads out to her fingertips all the way down to her feet, and she begins to shine with a pale blue light that sort of radiates. And then almost instantly, the stone dissolves off of her body like sand falling off, and she comes to life with a gasp for air as she falls limp, and then shoots up in a panic, and she doesn't know where she is, and Ronnie leaps into her arms, and he's like, "Rosalind!" And he jumps into her arms, and she looks kind of confused as she looks at all of you, and she holds Ronnie tight, and Pythia sort of follows this process with the other 2 friends, and they're all just in one giant cuddle puddle, and over the next little bit, maybe as you're talking to Pythia about what you saw, he's catching them up on what happened, and the creature and how he valiantly fought it and did the final killing blow, no big deal, but of course he had help from them, and he points at you 2, and he tells you his friends about how kind you 2 have been to him and your moms and all these amazing things, and he wants to take them down to the little kind of cafe area to get some food.
To the caf.
Yeah, and he says, he tells you can meet him for dinner if you want, but he's taking all of his friends, and they're very overwhelmed, but they're just happy to be alive. And he takes his friends down away.
Truly the most college of college experiences for these
and
babies.
They do. Do you want to talk to Pythia at all? Or do you want to do that maybe tomorrow, or what do you want to do?
Yeah, I'll talk to her tomorrow. I was like, I'll be like, yeah, I'll bring some tea up to you tomorrow.
Oh, sounds
we should
good.
Chat.
All right, I'm here.
Because I'm pretty tired from fighting that undead bear.
Yeah, probably. Taking no damage.
Taking no damage, standing like way far away. Ugh. I'm just
You're beat.
Wiped.
Your mom's wiped for sure.
Your mom's wiped.
Your mom's wiped. Your mom suggests you go have dinner with Ronnie and his friends. And
with people my own age. Make some friends.
Make some drinks and you have a nice like fun dinner together underneath the stars and the fire, and as it gets later the fire begins to burn Nyx and Lethea and a lot of other moms that we didn't even meet in the last episode just sort of congregate, and it just becomes this sweet little party,
a little mom bar,
little mom party. And the friends tell you that they're going to continue making their way south now that the basilisk is gone and head back to where they were heading in the first place. And is there anything you want to say to them before they head out? They're planning on sleeping and then doing it in the morning.
I'm gonna be like, hey, I know our time with you was short, but it really rocked.
Ronnie, this is Ronnie. He's like, I'm so grateful to you, and the rest of them kind of nod and echo the sentiment. And he's like, I'm just so glad we met you. I don't know what I would have done. You saved my life. I worked with you and we saved everybody's life.
Yeah, you were like, man, I wish you had time to teach me that flip thing you did, because that was awesome.
Yeah, next time, and he's definitely trying to like seem cool in front of his friends, and they seem happy. You see Rosalind definitely knows he's lying, but still smiles and cares about him anyway. And yeah, he tells you the place of that I have to go back in our podcast and learn of the place where he implores you to go to get some cool goods when you make it to the capital, because that's where he works when he's not traveling, and he wants to have some stuff on hold for you and Alkyone there, just to thank you for everything you've done.
I can't believe he was so nice that he missed my rock pun.
What did you say?
I said our time with you was short, but it really rocked.
I was catching up on the short thing because he's a halfling.
Oh, no. Wow.
That's what I was paying attention to.
The layers.
Yeah, the layers of this pun.
Wow.
Yeah.
Let's say, I as the player did do it on purpose. Not the short pun, but the rock pun for sure. But yes. I do love the idea of an Alkyone who blithely stumbles into both of those puns.
Hell yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Why has that become the thing? Why is that this household's weekly verbal tick?
Because why not, baby?
True that. Yeah. I love them. I love all of them. I would die for them. And I kind of almost did, but not really, because both times I was very good.
You were D&D. Very good. You're just very good at D&D. I think you won D&D, honey.
Wow. Finally.
So yeah. And just to go ahead and kind of wrap our session, we can, you can have any more conversations you want to have with them in the morning. But let's just say unless you want to do something else, for the rest of the night, you all just kind of drink and eat and have a mom party and hang out. And what
mom
you
party.
do not
party.
see.
No, it was so heartwarming.
See, we're going to get the heartwarming, and then the camera pulls out and moves across the forest back down to the grove where the dead bear lays. And we see, the audience sees the same grove from before, and stepping out from shadows are the two cloaked figures that our audience would find familiar.
Oh my gosh, I thought you were going to bring the bear back to life, or like the like mangled corpse. I'm not saying this is great news, but...
The two cloaked figures that our audience finds familiar. One of them
Draco Malfoy?
Looks up at the moonlight shining above them and removes the hood, and we see that it is the female assassin. And she looks over to her companion, who may be under that hood, is who you refer to as Draco Malfoy, but that's not who it is.
Draco Malfoy.
And the companion steps over the sort of bloodied corpse of the person and kind of puts his hand into some brush and bushes and pulls up this sort of like sickly green looking orb, and sort of tosses it up and says, "It worked." And the woman looks down at the creature and she turns and says, "Not well enough," as she looks down at the dead corpse, and she goes, "They'll find the others eventually." And you sort of hear this sort of like noise of bushes moving around where they are, sort of as she looks around, and she says, "Leave it. We have to make it to the capital eventually, don't we? And he sort of rolls the orb back over to where the bear is, sort of like rolls it on the ground, and you see this like black smoke sort of wreaths off of it and goes into the bear's nostrils.
No.
And you see that the bear starts twitching a little bit.
No.
As they walk away from the grove.
No.
And then you see sort of out of the woods where they came, sort of a shambling like deer come through as well.
No.
And its milky eyes look up at the moon, and that's where we're gonna end tonight's session.
What the fuck? What the fuck, Mackenzie? I have two things in fantasy that I hate more than anything besides the racism.
I thought it was giant spiders.
It's spiders and zombies.
I didn't know zombies were a thing you hated.
Well, let's dig in.
I love you.
I love you too.
Are you having fun playing this little game together?
Yes, I would not do zombies with anyone else but you.
Oof, that's a compliment.
Zombies. A zombie deer. I will say though,
what's up?
As also a longtime listener, the idea of an undead deer turning its milky eyes up to the moon, with my character being a circle, the moon druid, is just
Is it tasty?
That is just the right level of spicy for tonight.
Hell yeah.
Hello.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Dungeon Wives. If you want to find us on Twitter and Instagram, you can follow us at
Dungeon Wives.
Or you can go to www.dungeonwives.com. What is this voice?
I don't know. It's inspired.
It is. If you can find out more about us and our cats, you can see our official art.
Official art by
Manu, and their social media handles are on our website as well.
Yeah.
You can find out more about the major cities our characters have gone to. You can just find a bunch of fun stuff on the website, as well as a link to our Discord, our community Discord. Where you can connect with other listeners of the show, and our Patreon. And on Patreon, we got a bunch of fun, some stupid stuff going on over there.
Maybe some bloopers. Would you believe a professional podcast like this would have any bloopers?
I can't. I
any
can't
tangents?
Believe. We're going to start putting up little bloopers. We have little mailbags where we just sit and talk about our lives and also answer questions from you. We put up early access episodes. So you get the episode 3 days before they go live on our main feed.
Special.
That's special. Certain patrons of a certain level, if you're married, we have fun little names, get early access to art and maps. And we get a lot of fun stuff.
Maybe if you're married enough, you can say, hey, put a little character named this into the world, and perhaps we shall.
Yes, we'll put a custom NPC of your choosing in the world. There's a lot of fun stuff going up on our Patreon. If you want to support the show, make sure we can keep going and just generally support this weird little queer show.
Yeah.
That's where we are. Patreon.com/dungeonwives.
The genre is queered.
Queered. Is that all we got, honey?
I think it might be.
Whoa.
It sounded like a lie. For some reason, the way that I said it sounded like a lie.
No, I didn't think
that's
you were lying.
You know?
I think we're
It really
good.
is it. Unless y'all have anything.
Hey, do you have anything to tell us?
Don't be shy.
Don't be shy.
Okay, well, next time.
Yeah, next time, get us. Okay. How should we end this episode? It's weird ending an episode.
Know. We could end it with our signature.
Fade into the void.
Well, that was not our signature. It used to be that we told each other we loved each other, but apparently we're past that.
Hey, honey, I love you.
I love you too.
You're the love of my life.
The romance is back.
Oof.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.